Mike Moore Media.
On our media line, the town manager of Madison, Kevin Baughn, our monthly report. We'll check in and find out about some things going on around town. Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Good, hope you are.
I am, yes. Well, I know we have the regular Board of Aldermen meeting coming up Thursday night. Anything in particular we should mention on that? I'm looking at the agenda here. It looks like you've got maybe cleaning up a lot of consideration of approval of ordinances and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of that is just old ordinances that have been on the books that we don't do anymore, so we're just cleaning it up and taking them off. One of the things that we have on there is approving the contract for Chris Bass Engineering, who did the work at the River Park. He is. We were approved for a grant for $200,000 to do a study at Idle Park. We've had that walking trail and a big portion of Idle Park closed because of the bank falling in on the walking trail. Mm-hmm. And this is a grant to do a study to show the best way to get permits and to figure out how to fix the problem that we have at Idle Park. And then we can go apply for grants to try to get money to approve those problems at Idle Park.
Okay, very good. So that's on the agenda for Thursday. And what is this about services here, Big Beaver Island Creek Stream restoration at Idle? So is that what you're talking about there, same thing?
Yes, sir. That's okay. What I was talking about. And that is, you have so much water that comes through there, especially like when you have big storms like last night. And that bank is, they had done work on it years ago, but now the banks are falling in where the water's coming through. And that's what this is for, is to do a study there to figure out the best way to make the improvements there. And then to go out and apply for money to receive to fix those problems, because it'll be an expensive project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's talk about another project, sewer line replacement. I think there's something on the agenda about that.
I don't know if it's on the agenda, but the CDBG grant we're getting ready to ramp that up and start working on that. And that is the west end back behind like Fuzzy's barbecue. Mm-hmm. And that is money that received a grant like over $2 million to replace old sewage lines. And I would say that project will be starting in the next 2 months. So that'll be you won't have a lot of issues there because it's just replacing the old sewage lines. But we'll be starting that in probably, I would say, 2 months. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking here. It is not on this agenda, but it has been in the past because you've talked about it before, but it's all coming together.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. All righty, bring us up to date on Madison River Park. What's going on there?
Yeah, the park is looking good. This weekend, they're having the boat race that the rec department always does. That's this Saturday. Hope to have a big crowd there. I think we're going to have a little rain early, but I'm hoping this weekend it's going to be nice. We'd like to get a big crowd for that. It used to be a big event, and they're trying to build that back up. They were going to move the dates early this year, but we had storms that pushed it out, and I'm hoping this time we'll be able to get it in. I know Chad Joyce always wins, and we're hoping people get there and try to beat him. And then they also have a division that's for like beginners. So it's a fun day out. They also, last weekend, the county did their thing where they had tubing for the kids, and that was a huge event. Lindsay Pegg and others, Don Powell and others had pushed to get that done, and I think they had over 40 kids to show up for it. And also, plus all the other people going down the river. They said it was tubes all up and down the river Saturday. You could just see from one end to the other, just tubes going down and kayaks. So wow. It was a great event, and it got kids and people out on the water.
Yeah, and some an opportunity there for some young people there that have never done that before.
Yes, and it's it's good. Young kids now, they want to stay in the house and play video games. So it's always good when you have a group that gets them out hunting, fishing, or just being on the river or being outside. So, I'm thankful that the rec and, the county had that together and pushed that. And, we had a lot of volunteers out there. The Madison Fire Department, I think, Huntsville Fire Department, I think, also come, and the Madison Rescue Squad. So they had people out there to making sure everybody stayed safe. And the event was an excellent event that they all had fun. And that's one thing, we want to talk about, too, is safety on the river. A lot of people say I can swim and don't need a life jacket. The wreck, and everybody's trying to push, wearing a life jacket. Even though you can swim, the river is not like swimming in a pool. You can fall off, debris in the river. You can get hung on a rock or just a limb that's floating down the river. So it's things that you don't, if you're in a pool swimming, you don't have to worry about. But in the river, or your float will flip or your kayak. So we always try to stress for people to wear a life jacket. And, when we have problems on the river, it's people without the life jackets. You don't have the problem with the ones that wear the life jackets. So, we stress that and safety, and you can never be too safe when you're out on the river.
Yeah, wear those life vests. I talked to a member of the county Swiftwater rescue team last weekend about a situation, and he said, as an expert swimmer that he is, he wears a life vest. You got to have that on. That's so important. Yeah. Okay. What's going on there with the bridge replacement there coming into downtown? What's the latest there?
Are you talking about Lindsay Bridge or
the one coming in on coming in there by the old A&Y?
Everybody thought they were replacing the bridge when it was closed, or you had the delay there. And what they were doing there was moving a gas line.
Okay.
I'm not sure the exact. That's what all that was. But it was moving a gas line so they can replace the bridge. I think the bridge is due to be replaced within a year. And those bridge dates get pushed out all the time. I think Lindsay Bridge is out to 2 more years before it's replaced. So, we'll have that one, and then you have the Lindsay Bridge, and then you also have the bridge that's going across at Walmart to be replaced on 135. Yeah. And then, you had the bridge at Stoneville where, they had, I think, a transfer truck hit it. So we have 4 bridges right here in a couple miles apart that are all being replaced.
Yeah, all important bridges there in western Rockingham County. And that one there at McMichael High School, that one just keeps getting moved and moved. But the plans on that's going to be a nice bridge and sidewalks and all kinds of connecting things when that's finally done.
Yeah, and if you go through there during the school time, it's dangerous because you do have a lot of kids that'll walk across the bridge. And so it is dangerous, and I think it'll help because, there's a lot of people using that bridge and kids walking across when they have school activities. So hopefully that'll be on the list to get done pretty quick.
Yeah, okay. All righty, looking ahead at the calendar, the Fall Festival in downtown Madison coming up October 21st. That's going to be fun.
Yes, our Merchants Guild, they do the Fall Festival, and it's usually a great event. We try not to close the streets as much, and we use our parking lot where we have the stage. But on the Fall Festival, there's just so many vendors and things going on that we close the streets and have our vendors out in the streets. Usually they do the middle of the street so you can walk down and shop and go to all the food trucks and all. That's usually a huge event for the town, for the merchants. A lot of your merchants will have sales and they have stuff on the sidewalk. So that's something that we always look forward to having and hope we can get people to come out and support the merchants at that event.
So that is Saturday, October 21st for the Fall Festival in downtown Madison. Okay.
And also they're going to have a band that'll be playing that afternoon too. So that's always good. You can wind down and sit and listen to music. And then, we have our social district so you can go to one of your local restaurants or bars and purchase a beer and go out and listen to the band, and you don't have to. The social district makes it good because you can sit out there and have a beer and go back in and fill it up, and you don't have to sit in the bar or the restaurant trying to listen to music. So you can go out and listen to the music and have your cold beverage.
Sure, yeah. So you've got the social district there. Again, Madison leading the way on that. Still the only municipality in the county with that.
Yes, and I mean, we've had very little issues with it. I think it's a big benefit when you have events like this because you're not having to do a beer garden. And that was always a trouble, trying to get somebody to do the beer garden, keeping people in that area, not letting them go outside that area. So to me, the social district makes that a lot easier. And plus, a lot of times you'll have people like families, and the wife will want to go in and shop, and the husband will sit out on one of the benches and have him a beer or a wine, and so that's good. You know, and a lot of the merchants like that. You have people that can go out and have a drink and walk in, and usually when you have a drink, you're a lot better at shopping, and you're not in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, anything else we need to mention before we wrap up? I didn't want to mention one thing here. Any developments, anything you can say at this time? Don't want to put you on the spot here about new police chief in Madison. Anything cooking in that area?
Yeah, we're in the process of hiring someone. It just takes a while to go through the state and get everything approved. But we've put an offer out there and just waiting. And it's been accepted, so we're just in the process of waiting for the state to approve it.
Okay.
So I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks we can announce that. It's just a process that you have to go through with any police officer to make them official. And but the offer has been given and accepted, so hopefully the next couple of weeks after the state approves it, we'll be able to announce that. And then the only other thing I have is, Madtown Tubing usually end of the summer they close down. I think Labor Day's the last day that they do their tubing. Mm-hmm. And my understanding is they have been booming with tubing. I think Glenda Cox at Grogan's has or Dan River Outdoors. She has been booming. So the river and the outdoor people are really going out and enjoying our rivers.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that brings in people from faraway places too. So that's great.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. I mean, the majority of people who are using these tubing companies aren't from Madison or Medina or Stoneville. They're from Rockingham County, Forsyth County, people from all over. They come in to Rockingham County for something going on or to visit family, and they see that it's a tubing place they can go down, and they go, hopefully, they're coming back to the town to shop and to visit. But the majority of people that are using our especially the Madtown tubing, aren't from this area. Because most people here, they know the river and they have their own tubes or kayaks. So, and we do have people, locals, that use it just for the benefit of somebody dropping them off and picking them up. But, this is bringing a lot of people into Rockingham County.
It really is. Yep. We love our rivers, and make sure you're safe on the rivers, wear your life vest, and be safe for sure. Well, Kevin, always good to get an update on things around town. I appreciate that, and thank you, and I'll see you at the meeting Thursday.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Madison Town Manager Kevin Baughn with us today. Again, the monthly Madison Board of Aldermen meeting is this Thursday, and that's at 6 o'clock there, the municipal building. Let's stay right downtown for a little bit, and I'll remind you about one of our sponsors, and that's Madison Pharmacy and Home Care, free local delivery. And the folks there have been in business for, I guess Rhonda's been there at least 20 years or so now, locally owned and operated, and they do great work at Madison Pharmacy and Home Care. Please go to their Facebook page on a regular basis, because there's so much good information there, those recipes and health tips and things like that, too, that they put up. Madison Pharmacy and Home Care on West Murphy Street. And then we have JDK Automotive, in business since 1963. You can trust them for all of your car care needs, all general automotive tune-ups, oil changes, brakes, most major work, engines, transmissions. They can take care of that. David Vaden and his team right there at JDK Automotive. And he's on North Highway Street in Madison. Thank you, David, for the good work there at JDK. And thank you for supporting our Western Rockingham County businesses. Shop local, shop in Madison.